Hey, bonjour YouTube. Le fou avec un machete ici. No, we won't do it in French. Hi guys, nut job with machete, feeling a little French today obviously. But I'm here again with another review for you guys. What I've got is this little thing. Now you guys know that I've been reviewing karambits and so on and so forth. But I don't review a lot of the folding karambits because, you know, maybe they're not practical for me or whatever. But this one is kind of unique, so I thought I'd do a review. Plus, it's Nikki's. Bought it for her. She loves it. She's like, you got to do a review. You got to do a review. So what this is a nice, simple folding karambit, assisted open, and it's from Timberwolf. It is the TW542. I kind of think that's Jessica Alba's character from Dark Angel back in 2000, 2001. But anyways, 542 here. So what it is a standard folding karambit with a nice metal ring, liner locks, decent plastic handle, and an interesting blade. Now you can see there's two different blade profiles and this little spacer. Talk about the rest of it first and then we'll go to the blade. So the ring up here is actually decent. It's really good for Nikki. It's just big enough for my finger, so if I do need to do anything with it, you know, it's actually big enough. But the thing of it is there's a spike on it. And that's really nice, of course, for if you have to if you basically can't get this out and deployed really fast, you can, self-defense situation, spike with it and it hurts. It'll also work fairly well as a glass breaker if you need to break glass. Deployment is nice and smooth. The lockup is actually pretty good. If I remember correctly, this thing was actually pretty cheap. It was like 20 bucks or something like that. I'll obviously put the specs and the link and everything down below. But the handle is actually pretty comfortable for my hand. It's a little small. As you can see, it's just a little small. But for Nikki's hands, so medium and small hands, it'll be just fine. Pocket clip is actually pretty strong. And it sits tip down. So, yes, you can get it out of your pocket and deploy it easier, but sometimes I kind of think you need to have like the Emerson Wave on the Emerson Karambit where it hooks here and goes full deployment while you're in the proper position, but whatever. Just one thing about it. Like I said, liner lock. There's a little jimping up here along the handle and a little bit up here along the spine of the blade. This up here, excuse me, up here, it's really not any point up to it, this little jimping, because your thumb naturally sits down here almost on this little ramp. Some cutouts in the blade, as I can tell, just to be cool. Speaking of cool, this is interesting. The different blade profiles, what it basically means is you do have two different cutting edges, obviously. This one's at about 22 degrees and this one's at about 25 degrees. The one thing I really don't like is this. See here, it's a solid bar. There's no like clean transition. So if you're interested in this, I suggest you file this down a little bit. That way you have one entire cutting edge for if you need to use this in a self-defense scenario. Now, it doesn't really stop this thing from doing damage. I did a gel test and I'll show you that in just a little bit. And this thing sliced just fine. 9 times out of 10 you're only going to get just the tip. Yes, I just heard the joke. And that's all you really need. Here is more utilitarian. They're both actually pretty sharp. So, it's one of those realtor letters. Dear customer. Not bad. The back one is definitely a lot sharper. But I mean, they're both kind of okay. They both really do tear really well. But yeah, I mean, this little one at the back kind of cuts rope. But if you need to use it for something other than a utilitarian purpose, let me show you the Ballistics gel test. So yeah, that was, you know, how well it worked as a self-defense item. Hooked blades like karambits and hook bills and stuff like that, and even the a very straight edge like on a sheep's foot or Warncliffe, for tip slashing. They go through clothing fairly well, so that's why you aren't seeing me wrap my ballistics gel. There's really no point. But yeah, so how is it? Well, Nikki really likes it. I've carried it a couple of times just to see, you know, how it fits in the pocket, how it feels when you deploy it, you know, is it really noticeable? When it sits in your pocket, it's just fine. It's actually fairly light. This is, I think, aluminum. I can't remember if I'm wrong. Specs are below. So it's actually really, really light. And this is just a nice, simple stainless steel. But yeah, overall, it's actually not bad. I didn't actually mention the jimping down here so that you can lock your thumb for underhand deployment. Underhand usage, sorry. Underhand deployment's going to be a little difficult. Let's see. I think he's not quite long enough to reach that. But yeah, no, it's a decent little blade. If you don't want to use the flipper, there's also thumb studs up on the blade, but it doesn't deploy it cleanly. I find the flipper is really the way to go. So you could remove these and just cut down the weight by a couple of grams. Do I think it needs these little holes? Not really. I think they're there for show. They might decrease the weight by another couple of grams, but it's not too bad. Yeah, overall, TW542 is actually pretty cool. I might try a couple of knives from Timberwolf and just see how they are. But for now, Nikki absolutely loves this thing. Yeah, not really anything I can add, so we're going to stop there. Thanks so much for watching this review. If you like videos like this, feel free to click like, feel free to subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and as always, feel free to share this video as much as you want. And until next time, I'm Nutjob with a machete, le fou avec un machete, with a actually decent little folding knife, folding karambit. Either way, it's a knife. Stay sharp.